In the celestial stratification of Star Wars, certain constituents bear profound influence. Amidst the Bombad Court, located at the very nucleus of this cosmic narrative, perspicacious examiners deliberate upon these pivotal constituents. They constitute an exceptional juridical consortium, acclaimed far and wide as the Bombadcast. These are their determinations.
Esteemed patrons of the arts, allow us to extend an invitation of the highest order, one that transports you to a realm where the stars themselves become our convenes.
Join us for a live stream of unparalleled distinction, where we embark on a journey through the cosmos of Star Wars, employing venerable tradition of tear making. In this splendid gathering, we shall deliberate, discern, weighing the merits and the metal of the denizens of the galaxy far, far away.
On this very day, we shall classify these aspects into tiers that echo with the resonance of the ages, carrying with them the legacy of epochs.
We entreat you to don your robes of discernment and wield your scepter of opinion, for your presence shall be the keystone of this cosmic symposium. Let the Force guide your judgment as we navigate this celestial odyssey together.
Mark well the date and hour for this live stream experience.
Mark well.
For it shall be a celestial event of cosmic proportions. We anticipate your attendance and contributions with the highest regard.
Pray, all rise and attend, for this court is now convened in solemn deliberation. Let all who stand within be mindful of the weight of justice that hangs in the balance. With humility and reverence, we beseech the guidance on providence in the affairs that lie before us.
May we, one and all, remain in the highest of spirits, undaunted by adversity and resolute in our endeavors, striving evermore to stay bombad in our pursuits.
With great reverence, I now summon forth the honorable counselors, who shall, with eloquence and erudition, champion their respective causes in this esteemed chamber.
On behalf of the court and the jurors, I beseech you to approach the stand, poised for the pursuit of justice, guided by the principles of decorum, befitting of this noble endeavor. Let their wisdom and advocacy be a beacon of light in our quest for truth and equity. I present the following attorneys here in the courtroom. All Indias of Octo Radio, Castle Talk, Anytime with Kin and Alden.
Ah!
Michael McCoy from All Remaining System.
Gentlemen.
And Jared the Dark Jedi from the Nerd Academy podcast and whatever Mitch does. Oop, I took Jared off and I moved people around.
May it please the court, pro and noob over on Mitch 692.
Nailed it.
Jerry.
Esteemed virtual attendees, don the mantle of Reverend Jaws as our digital court. Your discerning voices akin to jurors of yore. You shall weigh matters in this cyberspace voyage.
Your I can't pronounce
Sorry.
I have the
Sorry.
Your sagacity shall guide us towards a verdict steeped in justice's
Never
very
used that
essence.
before.
deliberate with gravity and diligence, for in his digital chamber you shall embody discernment and virtue.
Amen and amen. The docket lies before us, an assembly of these very concepts, awaiting of our judicious appraisal. Each contends for its rightful place in our hierarchy. It is our solemn duty to adjudge their worthiness, to weigh merits and demerits impartially.
Yet let it be known that this endeavor is not devoid of challenge. Disputes may arise in this chamber of intellectual discourse. It is in the crucible of dissent that our discernment's metals shall be tested. With decorum and respect we shall address these disparities, forging a verdict steeped in truth.
Yes, in all our endeavors let us cleave to the beacon of verity, be unswayed by capricious winds, but let truth's lodestar illuminate our path. With honor and integrity as our guiding stars, we shall render judgment in accordance with our noble calling.
Attorneys, I beseech you, present your cases before this tribunal.
Beseech!
In the nomenclature of yore, from highest esteem to the more humble stations, we bestow the designations of S, A, B, C, and D. These tiers serve as a means to arrange and discern, akin to the rungs of a ladder or the branches of a tree. The S tier, resplendent and supreme, houses the epitome of excellence, while the D tier, though not without merit, speaks to areas where refinement may yet find its place.
Each tier, a realm unto itself, is marked by distinctions both subtle and clear. Those of S tier are the paragons, the exemplars, distinguished by unrivaled prowess and accomplishment. A follows closely, a testament to exceptional standing where excellence is manifest in abundance.
B tier, though a step below, harbors commendable virtue and commendable talent. C tier holds steady as the ground of competence where one navigates with sure-footedness.
Thus, in the tiers of antiquity, we categorize and commend according honor where it is due, and providing room for growth and aspiration.
Before we begin, I must tell you something that I experienced this past week, very briefly here.
Oh, please.
Oh.
I went to a local market to acquire a beverage. And upon ordering it, I got some lip. This is what I requested. I'll take a double triple Labubu Deluxe blue
My.
on crumble cookie.
10 minutes and 40
Four-
seconds in.
4x4 matcha style, extra Dubai chocolate oozing with glaze, a Chat GPT lightsaber gray making love island RP, dehydrated, let it TikTok. Last night we kicked it zonky style.
Oh, dear.
Papa Jam and the T-Nap Studio 2.0.
What?
Wow.
Oh,
And how was it?
What?
And how was it?
It was rizzed. We shall begin our discernment here. Voting. The Honorable Jared the Dark Jedi, one of our wonderful attorneys here, compiled a list of live action lightsaber duels. It is important that we follow it canonically in order. This was compiled by Jared using a site that we often use. We will put it in the chat if you would like to enter your own version in right now. It is in the chat now currently. With that being said, it is every live action lightsaber duel with some exclusions that are mentioned. Jared, you can explain which are which ones are excluded.
Explain.
Well, I think the only ones, Your Honor, that have been excluded at this point, there's only really one. I think there's only really one that we discussed that didn't make the cut, and that would be the duel in the cave, Dagobah Vision in Empire Strikes Back. Other than that, there's a very liberal definition being used for.
Does that mean, if I may interrupt, Attorney
Please.
Jared, Does that mean that Ray versus Dark Ray is also excluded?
Yes, because that
Yeah.
is a single
Yeah.
sword stroke.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we shall begin.
Yes, on that same basis. Also, yes, on the fact that there isn't really a duel anyway.
No, I agree. I'm just.
We will be clear here. We would like for this to go much faster than all of our other streams that we have done doing the tier list.
Well, we didn't
So will
include
be-
every goddamn video game release on every goddamn platform, so I think we'll do a better job this time.
Silence your insolence, fool!
Respect.
Goodness. Good
Here
lord.
we begin with the first duel. Kel Naka, who was possessed, versus Torben and Sol from the Acolyte. Where does this rank? This is more than a single lightsaber clash. Gentlemen?
I'm willing to put C tier on the table for this. In that it's mostly memorable for one slow motion jump shot. And
the
that's about
novelty
it.
of a Wookiee being involved.
And the novelty of it happening.
C tier, I would say, implies like an iffiness, though. I think B tier is like solid, but nothing too fancy, nothing too memorable.
Well, if you listen to the nomenclature of when I read it out, it said that C tier was the like floor of just like solidness or something.
But that
It
means
said-
anything dookie, anything that's even slightly bad has to go into D tier, along with anything that's really stinky.
All right. Actually, I do agree with that too.
So therefore,
I can go.
I
I can
would
go-
suggest B tier. I'm not opposed to C tier for the record.
I mean, this
However,
also
I think-
like as Woodsy's bringing up in the comments, it ends up in a is it really a lightsaber duel conversation because it's more a don't
That's
get hit
also
by your
fair.
friend and also try not to hit him.
When he's stabbing you in the face with his claws.
Like Soul's not actively trying to win this at all. But it's different than the Rey Kylo one though, because aggression comes into that. And we'll discuss that when we get to it. But this is
I
like,
shall concede to C tier.
this is more survive him until he's out of this trance.
On
Well,
the
what-
technicality of the term duel being called into question in the comments by Half Moth, I will say I think duel is being used very loosely here as the most iconic duel in Star Wars. Of the Fates has 3 people in it already.
Well, I two or more, I think it would be, what
yeah.
we mean.
A
2 or
lightsaber
more,
battle.
not a saber person chasing others, because that would imply, and this is going to sound like a joke, but I really don't mean it like one. That would imply that Anakin Skywalker dueled little Reva in the temple. That's just being attacked by something with the potential
Yeah.
to murder you with a lightsaber.
I can live with either C or B tier. I don't have any strong feelings.
I
about
think
this.
I think
This
C tier
mostly
is
a
fair. I
gimmick
think
fight.
I've been convinced.
Are we all agreeing that C tier is indeed the marking?
High C tier.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Judge Cable, call it.
C tier it is. It has been labeled C for cat on a shelf.
Hey, Lamau.
The next one. This one I hold to a high regard. The Stranger versus Jedi on KOFOR, the Acolyte. It is all the Jedi, not just Sol and not just Jekki. It is
Hey.
all of them. That initial
Complicated.
beginning.
This is like the cold open. The cold
This is
open.
very-
There's the Jedi shish kebab.
It's very complicated to me because most of it happens off screen. So you're getting the tail end before it breaks into 2 standalone portions that are way better and more story focused. However, I will say though, this one did become iconic in its own way. So because of Cortosis and what happens in that little moment.
I think it's also an effective display of a dark side fighting style. Something that I've often said about this fight is the way the Stranger fights is like how they describe Palpatine as fighting as opposed to how we actually see him fight. Whereas a lot of Palpatine's fights tend to be kind of slow and laborious, especially in live action. This is like wild, chaotic. Yord describes it in a way of he doesn't move like a traditional fighter. I think this is a great display of an incredibly capable and powerful Darksider. Therefore, I'm inclined to say A tier.
To jump off of what Michael said, as the resident expert on lightsaber combat in this court here today, I think anything lower than A tier is a crime here. I think this fight does everything a lightsaber duel against a Darksider should do, especially, as Michael said, getting into that shock and awe element. There are some wild kills within this fight, which is over in minutes compared to some of these other marathon fights. Just nothing but fear and terror exuding from the stranger as he is shish kebabbing and beheading and kneecapping people, impaling them. I say high A tier, and I think an argument could be made for S tier, but there isn't as much meat on the bone for this fight to get it into S tier. I think it's a duration thing.
S tier.
I think there's an argument
could be made for S tier.
S tier, I think, would have to have significance in both story and character. Well,
that's the biggest thing going against it. So I'm very happy
you guys
with
are even. I think you guys are even putting it too high for putting it in A. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight on it if that's where the wind blows. But you got to keep in mind, we cannot at all count the portions that happen with Jackie and Soul. So it really is just him versus unnamed NPCs, which is not to say that what they do is not cool. But what I'm saying is when we look at the pool of people that are going to be involved in all these duels and how many we have to get through, S and A is going to be full of people that we identify with emotionally on both ends of the fight. There's going to be, I care about your reason for being here. I care about your reason for being here. And to put a duel in where it's like you can't name some of the people in it is inherently, to me, lesser.
I understand that. However, another piece of why I'm so high on this is because this is a small piece of a larger whole, which is the episode Night, and also you could consider the Acolyte in general, and how it plays into the overall part of Night. I just fucking adore it. So I'm considering low A tier. I could also that threw me off. That could I could also be fine with B tier, but I'm leaning toward A.
It's just going to look
that it belongs in A. I believe,
but it's just going to look. It's going to look egregious next to other things that are going to end up in A.
I don't think
I agree
so at all.
I agree with Alden. I believe, and I also agree with Dexter Jester's foot job enthusiast. I also agree with this.
A wise man indeed.
But of course,
I just think that this fight does so many inventive things. This fight just does too many inventive things to not allow it to be an A tier.
Let Judge Cable speak, Jared.
I was speaking before that, but that's okay, Your Honor.
This is a very, very tricky situation. There are many precedents for what to do in such a situation. I lean towards A. But I also have the entire episode confined within my bodacious gourd. So it might be like adding a little bit of, sauce to it.
A low A tier, shall we say?
Low A tier. I would concede B tier.
I could also concede B tier. If it pleased the majority of this court, I could go to a high B tier.
Let us do B tier. Here we go. Determine B tier.
B tier.
The next one. B tier.
B tier, go Bird.
Miscarriage of justice.
The Stranger versus Soul. Kofar.
Wait, the Stranger versus. Wait, are we doing chronological? Doesn't he fights Jackie first?
This is well. Okay, you're right. The Stranger versus Jackie Lawn.
So wait, we're considering Jackie and Soul two different fights in this?
Because they kind of break off and have 1v1s.
They do have 1v1s, yeah.
Yeah, this is
so there's the 1v1 standoff with Soul where they speak without her being there.
And then we get when I wrote this, I'm basically I thought of it as we will tack on the ending of like Jackie getting the hole puncher stab as like the end of the 1v1.
That feels like the end of Soul's. Jackie's and his goes to like a no contest on its own before. I feel
that was kind of the issue with anything from Night is that it all feels like one.
It all blends
with people coming in and out.
Unless what you really want to say is that it's Soul Stranger and then Jackie Soul Stranger.
Yeah, because they do kind of tag team at one point. But I would just throw both of these in A tier for the sake of ease.
I honestly think that I could agree with both an A, but just let the record show that for Jecky's dual wielding, I would have gone to S. I think it's one of the best moments in Star Wars
Very
television.
appropriate. That's
When
very
she,
appropriate.
when it first turns on, and she looks down on it, and then looks back at him, like it's on now, bitch. Like that is one of the.
It's an incredible.
It is
it's
quite
an incredible
good.
character beat. But
It is
I think
very
these
nice.
both can live very comfortably in A.
But yes, I agree with that.
Let's put it to A, then Judge Cable, call it.
Don't worry, the stranger
Yes,
will
it
get
is
into
an A.
S. Don't you worry.
Right about
Listen,
now.
the headbutt alone, the lightsaber headbutt alone from the first one we were talking about would make it to S tier for me.
So-
but would that just
Would you
Not
like,
even that.
you want me to put both the Jackie fight and the Soul fight in A tier?
Yes.
Yes.
A
Okay.
tier?
A
Yes.
tier.
Soul,
Okay, now-
Soul Stranger 1 is an appetizer for Soul Stranger 2.
This
Soul
next
Stranger
one,
2
however, is yes, Soul the Stranger 2 on Bryndock, the acolyte.
S.
tier.
Straight to S.
I was going to say A tier. I actually like the night fight a little bit more. But
Crazy.
I do not dislike this fight at
Unbelievable.
all. This is also a
Unbe-
great fucking fight. I will
This-
concede to S tier without any.
This got into
really.
S when he threw both of his blades and Soul did the radial block. That is
Phenomenal.
Yeah, you're right. Shit was pretty sick.
absolutely
Force
insane.
repulse. Force repulse. Rights.
Oh, and they do the
That's good.
slow motion crouching tiger hidden dragon fall off the bridge in fight pose when they float down.
Mhm.
Plus,
Oh.
we get more of the stranger using his cortosis equipment to his advantage, doing something
Yep.
we've never seen. Is somebody trying to make the other guy's
Yes.
lightsaber hit him in the head?
This is also important canonically for
Yes.
people like us that give a shit about that type of stuff, where it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi will always have the killed the first Sith Lord in 1,000 years, but Soul
He does not.
beat the stranger twice.
No,
He's
Obi-Wan
a 2-0
Kenobi
on him.
was the second person to beat a Sith Lord. The first person to kill a Sith Lord in 1,000 years is Anakin Skywalker. Darth Maul did
What?
not die on Naboo. Count
Oh, fuck
Dooku
off.
died on the Invisible Hand.
You know what I mean. Fuck off.
No,
You know
you
exactly what I mean.
You just did the differential.
I'm talking
Soul-
about what gets declared in the movies, what the characters believe.
Oh, okay.
what
so
his
animation.
distinctions
Animation doesn't
are.
matter to Counselor Diaz. Okay.
Whatever. Fuck this guy. I beat him so many times in trivia. He should defer to me for all his information anyway. The fuck are we doing here?
Agreed.
I believe one of our esteemed judges also beat him in trivia.
Soul versus Stranger into S tier. Jerry, call it.
S tier. It is the S tier.
Mazel tov, our first.
Let me also
For the
say
radio block alert.
a bit of editorializing here. I wish Soul would have killed that fucker. I wish he would have killed him.
He had him dead to rights twice.
Should have killed him.
All right. Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul, Tatooine, the Phantom Menace.
C tier.
C tier.
This,
I was gonna
this
go
fight-
B.
This fight is shot like shit. This fight is shot like shit.
It makes it underwhelming in that
It's just
yeah. From the perspective of the Sith have been gone for 1,000 years, and this is the moment they choose to reveal themselves. A nothing fight on Tatooine. Meh.
You know what?
I
You
will
know
say
what?
though,
No,
keep in mind,
I
had
agree
it
with the
gone
comments.
Maul's
B.
way, there also would have been a child homicide by getting run over by a vehicle.
And he didn't even know who that kid
So that's-
was.
Yeah, so that's
That was
ran
just
him
for the
over
love
to
of the
be a
game. That was just the love of the game. No, I take back what I said. Bump it down to D. It's shot like shit. It's not long at all. The choreography is also kind of bad. I know they were edging with the saber staff, but Darth Maul just like basically doing color guard with one half of his lightsaber on looks ridiculous. D.
the half is.
I wouldn't go that low personally, but I'm also not going to fight on it if
I think this
I'd
one
be
belongs
fine.
in D tier.
I'd be fine with C, but like if we have to put something in D, that's fine too.
Judges?
I mean,
I believe it should go into D tier because it is very how should I say this? It's shit. It's just not good. It's exciting. The music's exciting, but it's just unceremonious. And I agree with Nathan here. If they had the scene of Qui-Gon and Maul fighting on the ship, that would have been very cool. We still have not really seen that yet.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. That would be very
Yeah.
nice. D tier.
Just leaving Qui-Gon
just kind
kicking Maul off of the ramp would have elevated it for me.
DTR, Jerry.
He kind of hops up. He kind of Qui-Gon hops up on the rep, and Darth Maul's like, "I'm not going up there." Goddamn. So yes, DTF.
All right.
DTR it is determined. We are now at one of the most crucial fights. Now it is broken up into two parts. It is the Duel of the Fates we were referring to. There is Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul on Naboo. And then the other part is Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul on Naboo when they have after Qui-Gon's noble end. I will say this is a very important fight for the canon of all of Star Wars, and we have heard other creators, such as Dave Filoni himself, deliberate on these very same concepts. And I believe we all hold it to a very high regard ourselves. I don't know anyone in here that would probably rank it anything lower than A tier. But I would
think
like
we can just skip through the formalities.
This is S tier. This is S tier.
They're both S, and if possible, the Obi Solo is S plus. It is like the most S.
Just for
as
boom,
a
bam,
note,
bam, like
Yes, it's a bang, 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 bang. That's the one.
not to do Kendrick Lamar's peekaboo, but
Beady
boom,
boop,
bam,
bow,
boom, bam,
pow.
bam.
as a note, I used to be a bit contrarian and not be quite as hot as on the Obi-Wan Maul Solo fight. Simply because I felt like it was too choreographed, but with time I have realized, no, I'm wrong. That shit slaps. S tier.
Correct.
The
And
only
also
part
for Ewan
of-
McGregor jumping up and down.
I was to say the only part of that fight I do not like is the weird way they both are doing this weird like almost moonwalk when they're clashing blades and they're both just kind of bouncing back and forth. That's the only part of the 1v1 between Kenobi and Maul that looks ridiculous.
Jared, keep making a fully coherent, intelligent point while 2 games of whack-a-mole are happening in
I
the
know.
top corners of the screen. Jared, keep going.
No, that's all I had to say.
Okay.
I'm sure our esteemed judges in whatever K hole they're in will catch back up with us here soon.
STR, Jerry, call it.
S tier. I just so happen to have a chance cube, and all sides say S tier.
Oh,
Blue
Amen.
S tier.
Amen.
Red S tier.
Harvey Dent style. Two sides are the same.
our next one. This one is quite interesting. I actually agree with it. It is emotionally important, though often forgotten. Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Anakin Skywalker sparring on Coruscant from the hit series Kenobi.
A tier.
A
A tier. A tier.
It has to be okay. I like this. This fight is fun. It has such an amazing beat within the episode it is in. It is symbolic of the nature of the conflict between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader at all times.
And literal in the sense of what he does.
Yes.
Like rope-a-doping him.
The choreography is a little prequels on steroids. Like it's kind of coked out of its mind, and I think it gets a little too out of it. And it needs to be taken down a rank for the shitty costume they put Ewan McGregor in this scene.
You hate that costume.
I hate that Party City ass fucking Jedi tunic they put Ewan
It's
McGregor
not that
in.
bad. It has
I don't have anywhere near as many problems about the volume in Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have as much venom that other
You were
people have
more
for the volume
distracted by
for
Ewan's
that
costume
terrible costume.
than
that
by them
terrible
telling us
costume.
that Hayden was 19 in that scene.
I mean, I was able to get over
That
it. I was
was
like, okay,
frustrating for
fine.
me.
I didn't care. I was like, fine,
Now, mind you, I will
whatever.
say, on a real note, I respect them just doing, theater of the mind, because you go to
That's
see a
why
play.
I don't care. That's why.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
go to
care.
see a play, and it's like people play ages that they're not egregiously all the time, going back as far as Shakespeare. So it's like that doesn't bother me, but it's just if you're talking about how the scene's put together, I don't understand how you could at all hone in on Obi-Wan's costume.
I am not being hyperbolic. I'm not doing a bit. I know I have privately ranted about how horrible that outfit is. It distracts me. It
I can
legitimately
concede
takes
to
away
B
the fight
tier.
for me. I will take B tier. I think
I'm not that passionate about it.
I think it's over choreographed and the costume is ugly. It looks even
Judges?
worse with like 48-year-old Hayden Christensen in a great Anakin tunic next to Party City generic Jedi.
Shall we concede to B tier judges J-Ro and Cable?
I don't like that, that there's a 40-year-old man looking like a 19-year-old boy. That's something that always kind of bothered me.
Free will occurs. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird scene where he said that. I would also agree that this is something that should go in either the C or the B tier. Judge Cable, I'll let you.
If I had my druthers, I'd take C tier.
Oh boy.
I think the majority of us are fine with B tier, though, if Judge Cable is agreeable.
I am in a very good mood tonight, and I agree. B tier is where the young 48-year-old man should go.
B tier it is, Judge Cable, call it.
B tier.
B tier, as in B19.
Here we go. The next one. My joke used to be, hold on. That was my joke when I used to do bingo for my grandmother's retirement community, Lake Sherwood Village. I would do bingo and I would call it and I go, B9. The tumor was B9. That's what I would say. It was very funny.
I'm sure that crushed. You're probably murdered with that joke.
I'm sure that's the demo for cancer jokes. Yeah.
That's pretty
Buck O'Brien's gonna be going after Jared. I can already feel it.
Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Count Dooku on Geonosis.
Oh, benign. Sorry.
C tier.
C tier.
Unremarkable.
That's fine.
We all agree?
Yeah.
Wait,
Count
what was
Dooku
it?
acts wildly out of character in this fight where he's like giggling at Obi-Wan as he maims him.
That's pretty in character for his Clone Wars.
I don't know if it's wildly out of character because he's also in his like aristocrat way expressing probably that's like scoffing at somebody at a lower class person that just disrespected you. Like I was gonna say Ewan. Obi-Wan did reject him previous to this. So I guess there's also a little bit of that, like now Grandpa punishes you.
There's something to that. I think there's also something to, I've said this before, that I think Count Dooku's relationship to the dark side is one of somebody who, like, I think subtly Count Dooku is the best allegory for the dark side as an addiction. If you look at the subtext of like a lot of his character beats, I would also like to say this is a hostile court and anything I say is immediately undercut by the buffoonery of my fellow counsel. With the exception of the Honorable Diaz, you're the only one who hasn't been acting a fool yet. But
goodness.
But Dooku doing that wide-eyed psychotic smile as he gets Obi-Wan into the blade bind is a little bit much. This fight is also shot like shit, nowhere near as egregiously as the next fight. I'm willing to give this a low B, but I think it can live happily in C tier.
No, I think this is C at best, D at worst.
C tier.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Now, let the record show. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say something real quick, Michael?
Yes, of course.
Our honorable judge, Jared, made a comment earlier about the lack of decorum. But the lack of honorable attorney, lack of decorum here in this court currently, referring to Jerry and I's very, very, I would say very cool thing.
Yes. Not every judge has this kind of skill.
Respectfully, it was quite sick, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Counselor. I want to remind the court at our very first court that we called that this man, inebriated, saluted a fallen how should we say, ruler? Casually.
Thank you, Honorable Eric Elliott.
We are, of course, referring to
Palpatine.
Of course, yes. All right. Just getting clarification on that.
We will put this in D tier. Judge Cable, call it.
D tier.
Wait, I thought we agreed C tier for Obi-Wan.
No, C tier.
Oh, C tier. It's being moved.
But
C tier.
This next
is
one
what I said.
Easy
This
D
next one.
tier.
This one, D tier.
D
Yes.
tier.
Yes.
D tier.
D tier.
Yes.
Are you going to
easy,
argue anything
without
higher from the tight
question.
close up?
Look,
The whole fight is this, Your Honors.
look.
Producer Steve.
only-
Producer Steve is
The only redeeming qualities this duel has
The
is
dual
Anakin's-
saber. The dual saber bit
You hear the
N-
saber
was
strike.
enough.
You don't need to see
It's,
them.
it's such a fucking
how long?
cool, perfect visual.
For how
It's
long?
so fucking awesome.
Yes, that
And they
I
knew
agree.
it was awesome.
The
They
windmill
used
strike
it
is awesome.
in the TV spots. The fucking this was it. You love
cut him
we
off.
love the we emotionally love the Jeki duel because of this. It's
The
what put in our
windmill-
minds that it was possible.
The windmill attack is cool. That does not make up for, again, the fight being shot like shit, the
don't
wild choices with the close-ups
Okay.
that just
B tier.
make it even more unintelligible, and the fact that Anakin at the end of the fight,
Go off, judges.
not to be that guy, that the fight ends with Anakin just randomly sticking his arm all the way out to get it cut off.
Big
B-
agree.
He was doing
B
this.
tier.
He was doing.
B
I, he
tier.
was doing an I give up.
No.
I give
No.
up.
No, this is
B
D.
tier.
This is the epitome of D tier.
These are two of my favorite Star Wars characters. This belongs in D tier.
order,
B-
order. I will say, if I have any thought into this, the light up lightsaber came out by Hasbro very soon after that, and that was a
Correct.
damn good toy.
That was one of my
I have an
favorites.
emotional attachment to it, though I am leaning more towards what the attorney Jared has said in terms of D tier. I will give it a C tier for the sake of argument, and
C
Judge
tier.
Cable
Judge
will
Cable,
have the
do you
opportunity.
have
C
any
tier.
thoughts?
C tier.
An
tier
egregious
it is.
miscarriage of justice, but I will concede.
C tier. I'm
Yes,
compromising
roll over
on
like
C
that, would it?
tier because I'm a man of character. You can't meet me at C.
No.
No,
This
I really
next one,
can't.
however,
Well,
I feel like Judge Jared will make this a problem. So I hope everyone has their cases ready
Counselor,
for
you
this
keep
next one.
promoting him. Quit
Oh, boy.
promoting him.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Judge. Sorry, honorable. Yoda versus Count Dooku on Geonosis. I know where I stand instantly. Instantly, I could tell you it is an S tier.
I
moment.
say A.
Truly.
I could be talked up or down. A feels right. And to quote my friend and broadcast partner Ken Knapsack, people like to act like they don't love it now, but I was there when you cheered in 2002. My theater, they lost it. They lost it when this fight started.
Michael.
Jared, who's bringing it down? You or me?
Jared's biased, first of all.
I am very happy with giving it B tier. I think the fight has decent choreography because you need to accommodate Yoda's being there. It has a lot of nice wide shots that you can take everything in. Count Dooku looks kind of ridiculous because they just told Christopher Lee dance with this stick and we'll put him in there.
360 spun him around a couple times.
360
Hell
spun him
yeah.
around. However, what would make this fight a C tier entry for me is brought up to B tier because of the admittedly out of character Clint Eastwood Yoda lightsaber grab.
Now,
I think that's in character. Like this is
I don't-
somebody that like can jump around a lot.
Does
and move
Grandmaster,
fine.
does Jedi Grandmaster Yoda strike you as somebody who likes to aura farm?
It's
My
not that.
counsel,
It's
my
that.
fellow
It's that
counsel.
Yoda uses the Force and technology to make things more convenient all the time. He uses a fucking floaty chair when he doesn't have to. So I do believe that he would move.
It's
it
a
with his mind.
little, it's a little aura farmy for
He
Yoda. in
stole
my-
that thing from a Denny's. Actually.
Sure, but
My fellow-
Kit Fisto was fucking smiling while war was popping off. These
He was
guys love
being
war.
counsel.
serene. That's
My
the
fellow
serenity
counsel.
of the Force.
my fellow counsel, I don't give a shit about how he drew his lightsaber, quite frankly.
Well, you should-
Otherwise, I agree with all of Jared's points. I think this is a B tier fight. I think it is not choreographed the best, and I think most significantly for me, this should be a highly emotional duel between
That's fair.
Yoda and his fallen apprentice, and that emotion does not come through the fight at all. It is
At all.
very
Yes.
much just.
He
Isn't
is
it
put
cool
to
that
death.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. I will.
I will say I do like the character beat, and I want everybody to make it clear that I am being neutral, despite my opinions on the fraud Grandmaster Yoda.
The frog?
The fraud. The fraudulent.
The gay frogs?
The fraudulent.
The frog?
Oh man, I'm fighting the voice. Oh god, it's like the Green Goblin mask. I will say I really do love the character beat that it gives both Yoda and Count Dooku. That Dooku very quickly understands I am not in a good position to have this fight, and the way that Dooku cuts and runs very duplicitously, but without losing any honor in the process because of how Dooku handles himself. I appreciate that element as well. There are some good character beats in this fight that is very mid to me. So I am happy with it in B tier. I'm okay with it in B tier. I'll have my chance to shit on Yoda in a minute.
B feels fine, but I would also like to say we're not including really behind the scenes in things in our judgments, but this in my soul has been improved a bit as of late because of Light and Magic season 2, when you get the whole thing of like Ahmed Best being the one that helped crack the vision for like what the fight could be and how, you know, anime it is and shit like that. But that's just a side note. B is acceptable for this. I know we're about to end up in a fucking argument about the one that is about to happen. I already can feel it. So I'm just like gonna enjoy this brief moment of serenity before that starts.
Now, I will mention, for those that's your first time joining the Bombad Court, Jerry and I do get our own overrides where we can rank it however we want, even though the
good time to mention that.
I will not be doing it here, but there will be a moment later where I'll do it, and I will accept no argument against it.
Scene 38.
We will discuss when we get to that. That being said,
yes, Steve, we're going chronologically when the fights happen, not in release order.
I believe if we can come to a compromise, this is not quite as low as Jared is ranking it, not quite as high as I'm ranking it. I'll put it in A tier. A tier is fair, everyone?
No,
Right.
no. 2 of your 3 lawyers just argued B tier. If you want to use your override, use it, Your Honor.
Using
We're
it
not
right here. No, not worth it.
okay. Then it's in B tier because that was the argument that was made.
Judge
Unless-
Cable? Lord.
I don't know.
The
I
cat
think
killed
that
him.
I think that tiger ate him. Oh my!
Oh no, yeah, like
A
B
cat
tier
from the
for
far.
Yoda versus for wait, hold on. What did we just did Yoda Dooku, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Okay, I was referring to the argument that was coming with the next Yoda fight, not the next.
Oh,
immediate
no.
fight. That's what I'm referring to with your
Okay.
vetoes, not bringing it up.
So so no one mentioned A tier at all. I was gonna say.
I think
Oh.
Alden tried to
I
argue. A tier.
started by saying it could go into A,
Mm,
but I also said it
Judge-
could be argued up or down, and I'm fine with B.
Honorable Judge Jero, is that
B.
enough precedent to put it into A? Do you think?
Man,
Let's just do B.
I'm finna piss Buck off here soon.
B tier it is. Judge
Mm,
Cable, call it.
Sorry, Buck.
B tier.
Yeah.
Our next one. Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Count Dooku on the Invisible Hand.
B tier.
Someone get Trey on the phone.
I was gonna say C tier, but
I'm fine with C tier, honestly. This duel really does nothing for me, and much like we talked about earlier with Anakin just waiting to have his hand cut off, the same thing happens with Dooku twice.
I don't agree that happens with Dooku at all in this fight. I very much put this one. I would put this one in B tier. I think I could personally argue on an emotional level putting this in A. But that's on a thematic level because of the parallels it has to the Return of the Jedi fight, which I have a feeling we know where that's going to end up. But because this is a direct parallel to what happens there with the kind of like, deal with the devil that is at play, I think that emotionally I could put this in A. As holistically, I think this belongs in mid to high B.
I'm sticking with C, but I don't really care if it ends up in B. But
Yeah,
Personally,
I'm leaning toward B, but I'm not opposed to C.
I would agree.
Obi-Wan's
with C.
removal
I don't
from
know.
the fight is so unbecoming of the status of all the characters that it's kind of just like it's almost a little goofy. Like if the fight, something to consider here is if the fight is better in the game adaptation of it, that is not a good thing.
Here's the thing, though. Obi-Wan goes out the same way in the game.
Yeah, but because you're in it, it just feels a little bit more involved. Like, as it stands in the movie, he's just like, nah.
I can't wait to discuss this.
Buck, I'm sorry. You're about to be outvoted on this one substantially.
I don't know, because
Buck, I love and respect you, but
uncharacteristically lets his head get chopped off, and I just don't think that he would do that in this situation.
Christopher Lee would disagree with you.
I believe it is indeed C tier.
Okay.
Judge Cable?
Yes. C tier. C tier.
Call it.
Yes, C tier, because Obi-Wan Kenobi slides across the floor and his face makes that squeak like when you hit the basketball court with your bare knees. Ooh.
It would have just been better if Obi-Wan just got force lightning into the wall.
It sounds like this. That's
What
what
is
it's
the next
like.
duel, Your Honors?
Next one.
Next
Obi-Wan
duel.
Kenobi versus General Grievous on Utapau.
Easy D tier. This fight
D
sucks
tier.
ass.
I can't stand this fight.
This fight sucks.
This fight is cool for 2 seconds, and I'll tell you what 2 seconds they are. The second that he unclicks, I love the arms unclicking. I love the sound of it. I love the stilted animation. I love the movement of that. Yeah, and I love the two droids in the background that react to it. I don't give a fuck about any, and also it doesn't even end via dueling,
No.
which is the other thing.
I said
the second they spin, I start to lose interest in it.
I said this on the 20th anniversary Revenge of the Sith episode of KNR with the Honorable Counselor McCoy. If this fight happened in a modern Star Wars, people would start burning shit down. We spent.
They couldn't
30
even
minutes of a
handle the
movie.
Inquisitors. Remember when the Inquisitors debuted? Helicopter sabers on Disney.
No, not even helicopters.
then-
Not even helicopters and spinning. We take this character who is set up in the brief moments we have him as the leader of the Separatist military, a certified Jedi killer, and the moments this scene opens with as being trained directly by Count Dooku, the guy we saw absolutely dog walk Obi-Wan in the previous scene. In the novelization, that is what elicits the badass exchange of, I was trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku. Funny, I trained the man who killed Count Dooku. Great conversation that happens in the novel. What proceeds to happen
You
is
want to talk about out of character? That's out of character.
arguably
A little
yes.
bit.
I think that's a little out of Obi-Wan would not flex about the wanton murder.
He doesn't know. As far as he knows, Anakin just scored a blow
That's
while they
true.
were fighting.
That's true. But
He doesn't know
still.
he got executed. But if people like modern audiences who are bad at watching things
Correct.
watched all of that setup happen for Grievous, and then the arms come out and the fight starts, and in 5 minutes, half of the arms are gone. Grievous gets launched into the air with a force push, and then he runs the fuck away on a motorcycle that looks like him.
Correct.
The wheel bike is the coolest thing
People
about
would
this
lose
fight.
their shit if this
Looks
fight
like my,
came out today.
On his Fortnite glider, heads down to the fucking thing. Yeah. This is
I will
D.
tell you
This
also,
is D.
after the Genndy Tartakovsky introduction of this character, it was a little bit of a wet fart of an introduction in him.
Just
That's
a
all
wee bit of a wet fart.
Yeah.
I believe, if we can all agree, this is indeed a D tier duel.
Hard agree.
Give it the D.
Yes, a rock hard D tier.
Hold on. Pull up this bastard's comment. You know the one.
Jerry?
What is this?
How
What is
dare?
a helicopter?
I
How
disagree.
dare? You show up to say hurtful things?
I
That's
was
all he
kind
does?
of on that. I was kind of on
About my boy
that
Quizzy?
for a minute.
Helicopter. I cannot wait to talk about G Quizzy when we do an animated version of this.
What
because
is a
unfortunately,
helicopter?
he doesn't get in on his live action iteration.
No, he just fucking like puts Flea through a paper shredder
Yeah.
off screen.
I love Flea. Next one,
Quizzy.
This one is one of my favorite ones right here. And I will admit it, I love this one. Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Saiz Teen,
Kit Fisto?
Ajin Kolar
again?
versus Dov. None of these people matter. Versus Dov Sidious, Coruscant, Revenge of the Sith.
Let me get my opinion out of the way early.
Saiz teen.
I've only read that
D
name
tier.
maybe
This
once.
is ass.
Yeah, I'm fine with giving a D tier, although it's on the aura alone of the saber out of the sleeve and the spin. Yeah, I could give it C.
B
That's
tier.
awesome.
B tier, B tier, B tier, B tier, B tier.
Fuck you.
B tier. B tier.
Fuck
This
you.
fight rules. This fight rules.
Ah.
That is sick as hell. We finally get to see Mace Windu start scrapping with somebody, blade to blade, and there are so many great moments where you get the. Can someone remove Counselor McCoy?
No.
He's disrespecting the board.
He is not saying anything aloud, not saying a thing out loud. That's what happens when you say things aloud and you salute former leaders.
Okay, well, the next time you jabroni start speaking, I'm gonna start tickling my nipples.
Whoa.
Permission to
Yo,
treat
what?
as
What?
hostile.
My goodness.
point is this fight is full of great character beats. It is not the best cinematography.
I couldn't even say their names.
Yeah, that's a you problem. You're illiterate. You're from Louisiana. I'm not surprised you can't read. Like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
But
This is the worst live action Star Wars duel, and I don't think it's close.
oh my god,
No, it's not, because this is
crap.
this is better than the one we just discussed. With
yes, by a country fucking mile.
I think this being a worse depiction of what should be a good duelist in Sidious makes this worse. Grievous
There's
is
so
a
many great
goofy
character beats from
shitlord.
Mace specifically.
Remember
And you
when
also have
he
to take
jumped
into
onto that
consideration-
little table and then off of
that.
the table for no fucking reason? Just to-
Yeah, that
That's
shit
what has
rules, bro.
Stick
The
dog.
You
scariest-
also have to remember that
Oh,
Sidious
kick
throws
flip.
the
He's
fight.
doing. Look at my kickflip, my sick kickflip. Whoa, whoa.
Sidious is throwing the fight. He's
Well,
throwing
okay,
the fight.
but hold on. I'm not gonna get into the is he throwing the fight or not debate with you, but I'm acknowledging that a debate exists, and so we can't bring that in as like hard evidence.
And I agree that
The
he's throwing the fight. I
novelization
just
says
disagree
that he
with
threw
you.
the fight. Novelization says he threw the fight.
I don't care what the novelization says, as
Now-
great as it is.
Do I? I don't
Evan,
necessarily.
don't-
He's live
actually
action,
know
not print.
What do I necessarily think that Darth Sidious could beat Mace Windu blade to blade? Not necessarily. Do I think Sidious gave that up to him really quickly and really easily because he knew Anakin was coming? Yes, and that is a crucial
Well,
element
I mean,
to how
I'm
the
not
fight
saying
plays
I
out.
don't. I'm
And
not
how he
saying I
lets
don't.
himself
I
end up on the
dislike.
back foot to address
not
what
saying-
Michael was saying.
I'm not
with
saying
the
I
bad
dislike
choreography.
the idea that Sidious is choosing this moment to basically see if Anakin's done baking, But it's like I think the gamble, spin many plates and see what works is like an element of Sidious, but at the same time, it's like I also am fine with the idea that he did get beat and that the whole thing is a gamble anyway. But intentionality, it's like there's no version of this of Sidious actually allowing himself to be that vulnerable because he's not like
No,
he cannot be 1,000,000% sure that Anakin comes.
no.
So he
I
has
think,
to do be prepared to kill him.
I think that
What now?
I think that because like in the chronology of the scene is constructed, by the time Anakin is landing at the Senate building, Palpatine has now started to let himself be kind of like stage managed to the window. And that's my thing there. We don't have to litigate it. I'm just saying to address what Michael was saying about like Sidious, who's supposed to be a great duelist, master of the seven forms, on a technical level, and I'll shut up here in a minute. Give me 1 second. On a technical level, his whole fighting style is built around the fact that he is faster than everybody else. Michael, I have not done this while you were speaking. Please fucking stop. Sidious he relies on his speed. He relies on his speed entirely. So technique goes out the window along with Mace's. Thank you for my next happy dad. I appreciate you.
Oh my god.
It goes right out the window along with Mace's hand. So, like, yeah, he looks like he fights like shit because he doesn't have to actually be good because he's faster. So that's why the choreography looks like hell.
Doesn't the choreography
Michael,
also look
yo,
like
go,
hell
go,
because
go,
like
do
wasn't
your thing.
that someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I read like a long time ago or heard that the set was like built incorrectly.
Yes.
And then when they arrived on the day to like
it was
block,
too narrow.
was, like,
it was too narrow for them to
like,
actually do it.
there
Because
are
the test
moves
footage
that
is
were
insane.
Yeah,
The
like they
test
had to
footage is
change.
batshit.
The test footage is great. The test footage of is it Anakin Dooku where he does the floating little catch.
Oh,
little, like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
yeah.
That's
like,
also
it.
where, if you play the Revenge of the Sith game, when Anakin does, there's a weird thing that Anakin does specifically in the game that he doesn't do in the movie. That is where that test footage came from.
Michael has
test
been wanting
footage
to
is where
say
that little
something.
bop comes from. Yes,
I don't want to
I give
override
the
you.
floor to
Michael.
Michael.
Rapid fire. Everyone give their rank. D tier.
C tier.
B tier.
The whole thing, right? The whole thing.
The whole fight.
We're not separating the other masters into their
From
this is the whole-
from its treason then to Anakin. I told you it would come to this. The Jedi are taking
Man,
over.
This is I'm fine with C or B. I'm gonna say C, but
C
I could go up to B.
Jerry?
I just think that the stakes of the duels matter, and like I know that we've said, oh, it's only the duel, it's not the whole, but the dialogue that begins it does matter sometimes. It's gonna matter a lot.
I
Going
think
forward.
that's
It's
an
gonna matter.
individual criteria thing. I think
The-
it can
yeah,
matter
like-
to more people in different scenarios more than it does to others.
Yeah, like because we're going into a place where the dialogue is gonna matter more and more and more as we keep going.
Yeah.
And so I do think that like it's treason then, and he is the traitor. Because that's still Saber out. Like that to me counts. That to me counts. Like you're bringing.
If you want to call it at Anakin lobbing his hand off, that's fine. I call it at like Anakin walked into the room. You could call it when the moment Mace's boot hit Sidious's face. Like
Yeah.
you could call it wherever you like it. I think
I'm
the
fine with
setup
it.
and the performance is good.
Judge Cable.
C tier.
C tier, I believe, has the majority.
Call it.
Much to my dismay.
C. C tier.
Now. I have one override. I don't think I'm going to use it here, but this is truly one of my favorite duels of all time. I am a hard contender of it being an S tier duel for the music and the moment where it takes place, the thematic tone of it all, and what it means on a very deep level. Yoda versus Darth Sidious and Coruscant.
I thought you were
I
talking
think this
about
is
the
a
part where he
solid
kills the
A
kid.
tier. I think it is one of the coolest uses of the Force in a lightsaber duel when he's hurling the fucking Senate pods at him. I don't care what anyone says. That's fucking sick.
I just love what it means.
I'm fine with A. I think A works. I think it's it's fitting emotionally. I think it's Yoda's choreography and his style doesn't have a surprise element like it does in Clones. So it's like you're no longer in awe of that, but it is the most that it feels in live action. I'm saying it slowly because I want to make sure that that's true. Actually, no. I'm not going to say what I was going to say because that applies later, but it is an incredible like sorcery battle in its own way as well,
Which I love.
that I think is really cool. I was going to say it's the best one, but there's a certain floating rock moment that comes way later that puts that one into the stratosphere
This
for me. But
to me,
Sorry.
I was going to say this reminds me of someone who did not see this in theaters when they were 10 years old. I'm just going to say that out loud.
he was a zygote.
Or
He was
18.
a
As someone who
giraffe
did see
embryo.
this in theaters when they were, I think, 5 or 6 years old, I was not impressed with the fight then. I wanted to get back to the Battle of the Heroes. And to this day, I think it is mid to high C tier. I think this is a situation where the dialogue outperforms the actual swordplay by a magnitude, and the actual swordplay stops off screen.
Swordplay.
The
It's
actual
still a duel, though. You realize that they are still hurling things at each other.
Sure, it's
They're
still
still
a
using
duel.
the
I don't
Force. They are
begrudge you.
dueling.
I'm not saying that it doesn't belong on the list past the point of Sidious being disarmed off screen. I'm saying that's a moment we should have seen. There's a lot of moments that we hop around and we just show up in the middle of cool shit happening. We don't actually get to see the cool shit. Outside of like the Senate pods and the 2 minutes, that's great. But like, I would have loved to have seen what Yoda did to disarm the Emperor. I would have liked to have seen like Yoda and Sidious get into like the main, lectern pod in the Senate chamber, and like a button get hit, and now the thing is going up. I would have liked to have seen a lot more of this fight than actually happens.
Yeah.
But so
I love Woodsy's comment that wokeness wants us to believe it's A when it's actually B. Yeah, I forgot to factor in the wokeness. That makes sense. I should have accounted for that.
I love woke Star Wars.
Well,
but Brian Fry disputing the magic element of it. That it's about lightsaber combat. It's not about what you can throw or what you can do. But I think if it's in the context of the duel, bringing in, because look, if we want to get really fucking nerdy, there doesn't exist a lightsaber duel that doesn't have force in some way, because that's what enables them to do it in that manner.
Yeah.
If we were to use this framework, we would have to break up the Battle of the Heroes into 2 segments.
That's true. Yes.
That ends
We're not doing that.
once the like wrestling segment of the fight happens, and then begins again after Anakin calls his lightsaber back to his hand. So by that logic, like that part, that's not part of the duel. I think that there's room,
and force plays into several others that happen after that are indisputably belong. So
Okay, where are we at? I'm B tier. Jared, you're C tier.
I was S tier. But I'm
I
willing
was
to go down
fine
to A.
on. I was fine on A, but
I would be fine with A. Listen, for the opening, alone, just the words exchanged and the way that Yoda enters this
It's
fight.
the best part of the fight.
I shall
Yes.
compromise to
The
the A
spotting.
tier to satisfy the court.
A tier it is, Jerry.
A
call
tier!
it.
A tier! A tier!
Thank you, Your Honors.
Now, this next one will be the one where the chat and the people on screen could get into a serious situation where, much like when you play Mario Party, there could be a very intense argument.
Let's get Jared's
that is to be had.
monologue out of the way. Say what you will.
The next duel we are referring to is Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader on Mustafar.
look, we really don't need to spend as long on it as we think we will.
No,
Okay.
because I think we all agree this is a mid to low B tier fight. It is over
B tier?
choreographed. It
B
is
tier.
shot like
Yeah.
shit.
B tier.
Again, I keep coming
B tier.
back to it. Like they're like the choreography is great. The choreography is great. It is shot like hell. It is all in these wild close-ups. We know more about the intricacies of this fight and how hard hated and Ewan trained for it because of behind the scenes.
And it's also it also
It
has
also turns
too many
into a fucking
sections.
obstacle course.
Well, there are too many sections that are deflating. Like it starts at a 10, then you're moving through the hallway, it's a 10, then you get in there. I love the bending all the way back and the trying to get his neck. Like there's a lot of great stuff, but then there's stuff where it's just like
Once you get out of the control room, it gets
far.
goofy.
Yeah. There's the swinging, the Tarzaning, and the trying to hit each other in the air. Like there's a lot of stuff where it just feels like, and I understand the impulse of like they thought this is the last movie, like we should do every idea.
Yeah.
We should everything that we come
You
up
have to
with.
make
we
it
should
something
do it.
big and epic,
Same.
but
Yeah.
at the same
Yeah.
time, the longer it is, the more it deflates the cinematic
Yes.
and thematic
Yes.
and character impact it should have.
Yeah, that's
I
why
think
it manages to be their lowest ranked duel, I think.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I don't know. I love it. I have a lot of love for it. Seeing it for the first time was incredible. It's some of the
Yeah,
best
of
Williams
course.
music. Period. I think the
Music's
Sith
great
score is
as the
incredible.
climax to the movie. It's great. In
Yeah.
terms of like being an actual fight, though, it's overblown and bloated and kind of so B tier. It's its own
S
worst
tier.
enemy.
Not S tier.
B tier it
I think we
is.
B tier. I believe B tier is fair. Jerry?
Yes. I believe we should go for the B tier.
B tier.
B tier.
Get ready for a lot of the names Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, folks.
That's right. There's 4 more. Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader 2 on Mapuzo.
I
which
hate that
for
you
those-
called this 2. That pisses me off.
So hold
Yeah.
on. Wait, before the frustrations come out, let us express. Hold now. Don't act. Everyone, we are here, and we must abide in Bombad excellence. Need I remind you? Abide in Bombad excellence before we get mad.
Excellence. Yes.
Thank you. Your
Abide in
Honor.
it.
You're right. Cooler heads.
Abide!
versus,
Okay, let me ask. Why do you
I-
dislike that I labeled this as Kenobi Vader 2? Because this is the second time they fight.
because it is way more in the. This is his Soul Kelnaka. He's running for half of it. Even his finally ignite the saber moment. And I love this show. I love this show so much. But one of my criticisms is that there's little to no sauce or importance put on when he finally ignites. That should have had TV drama to it. He should have
Big
stared
agree.
at that shit for a second, and then like a final, like, man, I really got to do this. Instead, he
Especially
busts it out. That's fine.
First 2
And then
episodes.
immediately
He doesn't use
runs
it. He runs,
away.
then he
Little
runs, then he runs, then he gets
shot
cornered,
and edited
and
so
he-
awkwardly.
he deflects, still doesn't strike. Then he runs some more. He might like do something more deflecting, and then he gets dragged through flames. It does not do enough to qualify as 2 when we know that if we're booking a real fucking trilogy, it's Mustafar,
We're
the Unnamed
booking.
Moon, the Death Star. That's the trilogy. This is just like that would be like saying that counting this is like saying that Cal Invader had 2 duels. Cal Invader 1 in that chamber and Cal Invader 2 in the hallway.
No, those are the same fight.
No, they're not, because
Because
I
he's
escaped
running
him and
away
we
the
went
whole
to
time from the
a
whole thing.
completely different location. And
On
then
the same base.
then he cut me off. And but it's over. It's over.
Attorneys.
This does not count as a fight. Not as its own duel.
I'm
This
inclined
is
to
slasher
agree
movie
with,
horror.
I'm inclined to agree with Counselor Diaz. However, if we were to rank it, I would say this is probably like C tier.
Oh, I don't mind it being on the list. I hate calling it 2 when Obi Vader 2 is so clearly the finale.
It's the second time they fight. Like it's the second time. That's why it's labeled as
Does
2.
not.
You
It
can,
does
if we're going to
not.
use the wrestling analogy, we can treat this as like not an actual match, but like Vader did a run out and beat the dog shit out
Yeah,
of Obi-Wan, and then the
sure.
credits rolled for the evening.
That wouldn't count in the name.
Attorneys. I have to move tomorrow. May we proceed beyond this?
I also
this
put it. It's C tier. I could
DTR.
put it in B tier because of the aura findings for Vader.
DTR.
D tier. Move on.
D tier is fine. Move on.
DTR.
All right.
Darth Vader versus Reva on Jabim.
I really
A
like
tier.
this.
I like it a lot too.
I really like it. I would go A. I know for some people there's a little too much sauce put on Vader's movement. I know some people that think he's a little bit too flourishy and show offy here and not enough of a monster. And I get that, but like I think he's making a psychological point.
I've
I
never seen that
understand, but I
criticism.
think it lacks a bit of the rage that should be contextually in the scene if he just lost Obi-Wan Kenobi. I would say this is B tier.
I say A because it goes to my point that Darth Vader is the pound for pound greatest duelist of all time. And we see how specified his skill set is in the way that he is not even actively evading or guarding or deflecting. He is, for 90% of this engagement, just moving on the balls of his feet, of his gigantic robot feet, and just pivoting around Reva for most of it, and does not even grant her the dignity of using his own lightsaber. And I think that is where that rage comes in, Michael, where he is like, you know what? This was embarrassing. I want to get my lick back on somebody.
He's
here.
playing with his
I'm
food.
just- yeah, exactly. It's exactly
Playing with his food because he's feeling indignant and because to connect to their training, the training flashback showing that Anakin takes his eye off the ball and Obi-Wan
Yes.
plays a strategic game. The fact that it happens to him again in the form of the ship swap infantilizes Vader a little bit in his mind, and the Anakinness does come out. It comes out, and he's like, "This fucking," and then she shows up, and it's also, this fight is also the reveal that he knew what was going on the entire time with her.
This
It's
is
also
fair.
Also, Vader
I
being like,
disagree with the presentation, but I do
unknown.
understand where you all are coming from. I still say this is B tier. If you all want to put it in A tier, no argument from me.
I would say A tier as well. Judge Cable.
Yes, A tier. Very good. Yes, very judicious. Let's go.
I
Oh,
want
yeah?
to say, Jared, you got to go to Altars to Claude soon. I've been on it. You need to be on it.
I have been on it.
Jerry has been
Yes.
on it. Alden, you also need to go on.
If you want to be a judge, if you want
and
to grow up
Mikey.
big and strong and be a judge, you have to be on it.
Dude, to be honest to Claude.
And eat your veggies.
So that was, we
And
agreed
drink
that was
your
a
Modelo's.
an A tier. That was an A tier.
I'm fine with
A
it.
So just to recap, S tiers, we have Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul and Naboo.
Yes,
Obi-Wan
yes,
versus Darth Maul and Naboo. And Soul versus the Stranger. That's our S tiers. Those are our highest.
I like
A
that. I think we're
tiers.
keeping S tier
We-
nice and reserved for the time.
We are.
That's the special. That's
A
it stands
tier.
for special tier.
The A tier is the Stranger versus Jekki on the Acolyte. Yoda versus Darth Sidious on Coruscant. Darth Vader versus Reva on Jabim, and then the Stranger versus Soul on Kofar. B tier is the Stranger versus Jedi on Kofar. Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Anakin Skywalker sparring Coruscant. Yoda versus Count Dooku on Geonosis, and Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader on Mustafar. That's B tier. C tier is Obi-Wan versus Count Dooku. I'm not going to go through all these. Oh my, we've got so much. We've got 26 more. The next one, automatic S tier from me. I may even use my veto on
You
this
don't have
one.
You
to.
don't need to.
No, you after this is S.
S.
It's S.
I don't think we even need to
Dude.
talk about it. I
It's-
think we can just
it's
move
Not
on.
that much.
Just
Bomb,
mention what it is,
it's-
and then
Yeah, it's the creme de la creme. It's
I think
maybe the
the
best
ending
Disney
in
era
particular-
fight.
Parlez-vous français?
The
It's
ending in
incredible.
particular is I think what makes
The
us
ending-
love Star Wars. Like, it-
Obi-Wan's return, bursting out of the rocks, and everything from then on is insane. It's the ultimate.
and you include
Thank
the
you for coming
post-credit
back.
dialogue, that
Yeah.
is an all-time Star Wars moment, and that is one of
Yes.
the most like Star Wars moments that inspire me to want to create things that make people
Yeah.
feel emotions. So
Well said.
I mean, to do a quickie on like the weeds of like the choreography and like the lightsaber combat of it all. What I really like is that Obi-Wan is somebody who is very reactive. He fights on the fly, and he's good at going on the defensive and getting a beat on somebody in the heat of the moment. And what I love is after getting absolutely trounced on Mapuzo, and Obi-Wan kind of getting his groove back, he makes a very what's the word I'm looking for? Unintuitive choice, the seemingly unintuitive choice to try to be inside of Vader's guard at all times. And being that close to somebody that big and that strong is not typically a good idea, but we see the way it pays off because Vader isn't necessarily prepared for somebody to actually be that close to him. And that is why he's able to capitalize on the proximity to the chest panel, score those blows across the
and
mask.
to finally, as nerds, to finally see somebody do what a child would imagine you would do, of like, why don't you smash his life box? Like,
Yeah.
that sounds like something that you would come up with as a kid looking at your visual dictionary. Why doesn't
Yeah.
anybody just hit that?
Yeah,
you know?
because the issue is that nobody can ever get that close to him. Because most people think, oh, that would be insane to try to go for it immediately. But Obi-Wan does it. We also see, we see so often people tap into the dark side and get a crazy power amp to go like dark side Super Saiyan. This is the only time we've seen somebody do it with the light side.
Mhm.
They have that moment where they tap into those light side emotions and then get a power amp where they just beat the brakes off of somebody.
It's like no fear, all clarity, letting go, knowing that he's going to win it, but that he's not in it to murder him. He's in it to beat him. Like, he's making a point, and it's like freeing himself,
Beautifully
thinking about the
said.
kids, him getting to do some prequel spinning, is fun just for people that, know that it's him and Hayden, that Ewan gets to do a little bit of it. That's awesome. No,
he
it's
has that
just-
like
it's
Wolverine, like spear.
Yes. Oh,
Which is insane. On paper, that should not look as good as it does.
The actual like lifting rocks moment too is just, it's a visual that when the episode was over, I went back and watched it like 10 times.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool. It's awesome.
so S tier that is. This next one is the one that could cause some. Oh, Jerry, S tier. Yes, we
S
agree.
tier. Yes,
Mark
do not recommend my authority.
I will not. I'm
Let's
sorry,
go. Continue,
sir.
please. Continue.
This next duel is my least favorite duel ever. It holds no emotional weight for me. I'd imagine if I was a child in 1977, I would have felt the same exact way. It is terrible. It is authentic to, I guess, what it's supposed to be referring to. This is just the shittiest. Has no. It is.
This is a
This is my
difficult
veto.
one.
This is my
Yeah.
veto. I will let y'all deliberate, but this is automatic D tier. Kills
What?
the energy of the movie. This is I
But-
hate this duel.
But
You said, wait,
Hate
but hold
it.
on. You said you have no
But-
emotional. Even now, even with all the stories that you put into it,
Only a master.
it hasn't
of evil,
improved for you
dog.
over the years.
Only cool part.
This is your
Hold on.
worst take.
It is the
Hold
fuck-
on.
It is a waste of time.
Well,
Judge
Hold on,
Judge
How
Jero.
about this? How about this? Let's see how cool.
Hold
this
on.
was.
oh boy, we got him doing theater now.
Ah, yes.
I kind of like it actually.
Listen,
now that you,
I
now that
don't-
you put it like
Listen,
that,
Hold on. But Judge Jero, have you seen SC38 reimagined?
No.
Yes, yes.
If we were ranking that, it would be in its
Yeah.
own shittiest tier.
A tier.
However-
yes.
I think
Veto.
I
Veto.
understand your impulse, Judge Jero.
Mhm.
I think this mostly would make it into B tier on its own by the sheer merit of it was the first one, and all that jazz. I think, yeah, it's not a great duel. I won't disagree with that. And this is coming from someone who A New Hope is their second favorite Star Wars, maybe their favorite, depending on the day. Switches between that and TLJ. But yeah, I would say B tier personally, but I understand, but I'm disappointed in your D tier decision.
B feels right. B feels emotionally right. C
Deuces,
feels
what do you think?
truly logical. D
That's the strangest
feels
parrot I've ever
needlessly
seen.
aggressive.
I agree with everything Alden said. I am willing to put this in C because of the retroactive continuity of the dialogue. Because when you get to this fight with everything we have now, it is Obi-Wan no-selling the living shit out of Darth Vader for sheer spite. He does not, again, we know he doesn't allude to what we know now because 1977,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. But it carries so much weight because it is that full, like, oh yeah, Darth. He's like scoffing at him in a way.
Mhm.
So I love the fight for that. The choreography is clunky, obviously. There are a couple really good beats. I think that there's a lot of fun in universe of it all that that Obi-Wan does not have the physicality to fight the way he used to. Also, Vader is a little bit afraid. Like he's like two of the three times I've fought this guy, he killed me. Also, my final bit, Your Honor. Scene 38 reimagined.
Oh my
It's a-
goodness.
It's a bad Obi-Wan and Vader fight, but it is a well choreographed fight.
Remove
otherwise.
this man. Remove him.
Oh!
It is
remove
bad
him.
in the context of Obi-Wan and Vader, but it is a good fight on its own.
Nope. Remove him.
We have 25 more to go. We cannot wax poetic on every goddamn fight there is in this fucking saga. We cannot do it. There's no point. We have been doing this for an hour and a half, and we have just touched the original trilogy. There's about 4 duels in Ahsoka. We cannot do this every time. This is D tier. It is garbage. I veto it. My only veto. Fucking horrible duel. Next one. Luke versus Vader on Cloud City. A tier. A tier. We cannot be- we
Let him
cannot
blaze
watch
through
every
the OT.
single one.
A tier.
Yeah,
This guy has been on Force Center twice, everybody. This guy's been on Force Center
But I would
twice.
also-
Darren, shut up! What
But I would
tier?
also like to say, real quick though, about the one that Scotty hates. It does have one of the best endings to a duel ever. Obi-Wan letting himself get
I
killed is
agree.
part of it.
That part's
That's
cool.
the best one. However, if he's automatically putting that in D and we have no say, then we're here on Cloud City. Cloud City A feels right because it's an amazing duel, but it ain't the best one of the two.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
I agree. I could honestly put both of the other OT duels in S for I'm gonna make it quick, Your Honor. Aesthetically, the Cloud City fight
Honors.
is everything that a lightsaber duel feels like to me. Like it's that and Duel of the Fates. it's the visual aesthetic, it's the location, it's the emotional stakes. I could go low S, but I'm very happy with A.
A.
A tier.
I am going to use my veto. S tier.
S tier's been used.
Wow.
This is the single greatest lightsaber duel of all time because I'm a basic bitch.
Pontificate. You can have the floor. This is
I'm good. Actually,
okay.
Fine.
Good.
It's really cool.
All right.
I like when Luke. I like when they're like do, and he hits the one thing and it sounds like a bell. It's great.
Fuck yes.
It's
Our
great.
next one.
That's my poetic.
Also, the sound of Vader with the "pa" is fantastic.
No, the best Vader noise in that fight is when he gets hit in the shoulder. He goes, "Ooh, ah!"
Yeah,
That's the best Vader noise. That is the best Vader noise.
He hasn't been tagged in a fight at that point
shoulder.
in a few years, probably.
Yeah,
Oh, man. Here we go.
Return of the Jedi. Let's just make this easy. S tier.
Return of
S
the Jedi.
tier.
Luke
S
Vader
tier.
is the greatest duel in Star Wars history, animation.
I
or
have
live
a hard
action or
time
publishing.
arguing against that.
It's the best. It is the benchmark. This is like the, in wrestling terms, this is match of the year any fucking year. This is the best. It has it has my favorite shot of them under the stairs from the tracking wide. It's incredible. Green lightsaber is better than blue. Fuck you. I don't care. It's the best.
I agree.
It's incredible. It has the best ending. It's amazing. It's amazing. And also, it's great to be able to use it for the people that are like, it's out of character for Luke to have a dark moment with his own nephew when he never. Just watch this fight. Just watch it and then watch it slow if you didn't understand it. And then watch it slower if you didn't understand it then. And then perhaps even watch it even slower. And wash, rinse, repeat.
S tier.
S.
Judge Cable.
S tier.
S tier.
The next one. Now, this is where it gets interesting. These are the ones we've seemed to have forgotten about. Technically, canonically speaking, this is the next duel, even though it is another training sequence. Luke versus Leia in The Rise of Skywalker.
It's so pretty and sentimental that I would go as far as to say B. I understand that it's probably C. It's so like seeing this for the first time. I had that feeling of like seeing a beautiful woman for the first time. It's hard to describe.
Movie magic.
Yeah, I felt very mystified and whoa, my god! Especially the cartwheel, the fog. It feels very flowing. It's very nice.
Don't pour a drink on your computer again, Jerry.
That was not me.
It was my Craven the Hunter bottle opener.
Oh, all right.
Just barred for that. I agree with everything Alden said. I'm 100% I agree with the whole analysis. I go B tier for all of those reasons.
Disbarred.
Oh, and also Leia hitting the same aggressive stance that her son hits is a great detail.
So we're doing BTR?
Form 5 Leia.
I would say C, but I'm not going to argue on it. This fight is
I will concede B.
B for me. B for me. Next one. Okay, canonically speaking, this is indeed the next one. It is a duel.
This is where we could start vetoing stuff, by the way. A lot of this is the
as a
Grogu
group,
Saga
saying it
Mandover
shouldn't
stuff.
be in there.
Yeah.
Ahsoka Tano versus Morgan Elsbeth on Corvus.
Not a lightsaber duel. Get it out.
No.
No.
Get it out.
Not a lightsaber duel. A great
We'll have
fight
to
scene.
save a lot of time.
Craven the
Great fight
Hunter
scene.
bottle
Not a
opener.
lightsaber duel.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Din Djarin versus Moff Gideon on the Gozat.
Not a lightsaber duel.
Good.
Great fight scene. Not a lightsaber duel. Get it out.
Din Djarin versus Paz Vizsla on Glavis
Not a
Ringworld.
lightsaber duel.
Nope.
Fuck off.
Not a lightsaber duel. Get it out. Although we're getting closer. There's an energy shield in that one. There's a but still not a lightsaber duel.
It's
Get it out.
1 and a 4th lightsaber duel.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan versus Moff Gideon, Mandalore.
Not a lightsaber duel.
No.
He's using at that point an energy staff with his full kit. And
I could go either way on all of these, so I'm not going to fight it to have them kept in.
Well, I'm trying to get baby boy to sleep, so
I love that.
We're
We're gonna play
No,
Fortnite
that's
with
a
him on this weekend, and he's going to be actually bitching at us.
He's gonna be mad. Yeah, he's gonna be mad.
He's going to actually be upset. He's spaghetti. All right, this next one. Ahsoka
What's the next
Tano
one?
versus Marok on Corellia.
On Corellia, I
B.
don't know. This is just memorable for
B?
him yeeting his saber and then it coming back 30 seconds later.
Yes.
And Ahsoka just side dodging it. Like
Yes.
that moment is
that's
really
the
cool.
only
This is
memorable
probably
part
D
of the
tier.
fight, though. This
Yeah.
is C tier. It's not bad.
This is
but-
Yeah,
probably-
you know, I
No, I
can
would
get
say
down
it's-
with that.
I would
mean,
say it's D because they have a better one later, and even that one's not that high.
I would go with C just to be kind because that part was pretty cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
be kind, Alden.
C tier.
Rewind.
The other cool that's a good movie. The other cool part of it is Marok unclipping his cape and the cape just flies away. That went
That
hard.
shit, that's hard as fuck.
But yeah. I mean
Okay.
D or C
So-
is fine. I don't care.
C tier it is.
C tier.
Well, if you think
along.
just to bring it up, C tier also includes Obi-Wan versus Count Dooku on Geonosis, Anakin versus Count Dooku on Geonosis, Kalnaka Possessed versus Torben and Soul, Mace Windu and the whole crew versus Palpatine and Anakin and Obi-Wan versus Count Dooku and the Visible Hand. That's the same ranking. So I'm thinking it's D tier, if I'm going to be really honest.
Yeah,
Well, I
this
think
should
it's
be
hanging
D.
up. Oh, I think
Doesn't
it's pretty
belong with
solid in
those.
C.
It doesn't belong with those because I don't want to
But
give it away, but like
D
I would
is
say
like-
the Ahsoka
But
Marok
D is
2 in
what
the
we
forest.
reserve for things that are stinky. C, I think, is things that are whatever.
Like,
you
yeah, it's
know?
like one or two cool moments, but
Yeah.
it's like otherwise
Yeah.
not. You know, like I said, like we said at the beginning, like Michael just said, D tier is this fucking blows.
Yeah.
C
Oh,
tier
hey,
is-
actually,
okay,
we skipped Sabine Shin 1 from the end of the first episode
we did.
Whoa.
chronologically because
Oh,
Eli
you're right,
shouted
you're
out
right.
Sabine Shin here.
So let's do. So are we saying D tier or doing C tier? I think we all agreed to C tier for this one.
C's fine. I don't care that
Yeah.
much about it. Yeah.
C.
Okay. Sabine Wren versus Shin Hati Lothal.
C,
I could
D
go
or
up to
C.
B, but
At-
I'm fine with it.
Memorable again and for a moment, right? For the ending. Like memorable for it because we also had the glow of like, wow, we're seeing this is actually happening. Like this was the first episode of the show, but also like to end it with her legit getting run through and like potentially killed.
Nice, dude.
We're adults. We knew she was gonna live, but like if you're a child watching that, I'm sure it's scary, you know. So it's fine.
C tier?
Yep.
C tier.
C tier. Next one is Sabine Wren versus Shin Hati on Thanos.
I don't remember anything about this fight. C tier.
I say B tier. We get a lot of cool Sabine using her Mando kit
Oh, that is cool.
moments that are
I
really
agree.
fun. Shin is cutting great promos. There's also a lot of fun just blade binding fencing, which sometimes can look like shit on screen. Sometimes it looks cool. I think it pays off here. I love Shin's ferocity. I think this is solid C tier.
And it has the cool just like story moment of Sabine throws her hand out and Shin reacts like she's about to get force pushed.
Yeah.
But then she gets shot at by her wrist rocket. So it's like there's fun character beats like that in it. And CTOS in general, which we'll talk about it 2 more times. A lot of dueling in this episode. I think is one of the best new canon planets. I think it's so fun and so
Agreed.
cool to look at.
I'm
It's
inclined to
awesome.
agree.
C tier it is then. Jerry?
C.
C tier.
C. C tier.
Our next one. Now this one.
B tier on the
Ahsoka
ending
Marok.
alone. B tier on the
Ahsoka
ending
Marok
alone.
2. Yeah,
Ahsoka
Ahsoka Marok 2
Marok
ends with that.
2.
I agree. I
That
would
very
say B.
samurai wah,
It's so good.
going past him.
B tier?
Something previously we'd only seen in animation with like Twin
Yeah.
Sun.
B tier. Dig the samurai
C
shit.
tier.
Yeah.
B
B tier cool.
Very Ghost of Tsushima.
And it also felt like an appropriate bit of like making fun of oneself that the man who introduced the helicopter sabers was also the man who was like, now that being said, if you just have patience, you could still
Yeah.
fuck someone up.
If you
Even
can
if
see
they're
through the
spinning it.
fear.
Yeah.
Okay, our next
It's a
one.
gimmick.
Ahsoka Tano versus Balin Skull. Seatos Thanos.
A
A
tier.
tier.
A tier.
A tier.
A tier.
Look,
A
we all
tier.
agree to this one, Jerry.
Easy. Yeah.
Yes.
It's the duel that like
Yeah.
it's the promise of the character. Like you meet Balin and you're immediately like, wow, this guy's such a powerhouse, blah blah blah. And this is like getting to see the form. You get some.
I like
Oh.
the person who plays the piano whenever he walks into a room.
Yes,
I do
same.
like them too.
My favorite character.
Now,
The
this
piano
is
player just off screen, just going ape shit on the keys. Just he's right. They're behind a rock. He's just fucking going ham.
This next one is a very Jared. I like how Jared wrote it. It's very Jared.
I wrote it's written this way because this is originally split up into two. This was Ahsoka versus Anakin, and then Ahsoka versus Darth Vader.
Mhm.
I just made it one long one, and I deleted the first one, just
Well,
condensing it all.
all right. I'm gonna be a little asshole for a second.
Oh, okay.
I'm not actually making this argument. I want to be clear. But I would be remiss and I would not be doing my job as a broadcaster, as a sometimes lawyer, if I did not bring it up. And that is this. If we disqualify Dagobah Cave
I agree.
on the grounds that it does not actually happen, should we also not disqualify this?
Well, here's
Now,
the thing.
hold on.
Scotty only disqualified it because he said it was too short.
It is less than maybe 5 seconds long.
That is why
So-
Dagobah got
Truly.
cut. Is
So-
because it's only
so
3 sword strokes.
So it was okay. All right. If we are accepting on premise that a long enough metaphysical fight could still happen, well, all right. Well, then, am I? Spoilers for later. You just tell me if it's on here. Am I going to see Crate Luke on here?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll accept that as if that's the basis. I thought it was removed because it was in his head.
No, it was removed because Scotty said it
Okay,
was too short.
that's fine.
All right. All right. Well, then
Now,
this
I'll
is
get my
this is A, man.
contrarian
This
opinion
is A.
out of the
This
way
is
quick.
S tier. This is S tier.
I'll
Yeah.
get my contrarian opinion out of the way quick. I'm not as fond of Shadow Duel as everyone else is, or Shadow Warrior, whatever the fuck it's
This
called.
motherfucker doesn't even know what it's called.
This episode's fine. I don't think it's amazing like everyone else does.
Something.
I would say this is A tier at best, B tier if you really want my honest opinion, but I'll concede to what the court decides.
I'm
'Cause I
going
know
A.
I'm
Jared said
contrarian.
S, and I'm fine with that. But
Yeah, I say S. I mean, it's getting to see Hayden fight evil as Anakin. Like there's a distinct difference in the choreography and in his physical performance from when he's Anakin and it feels like a sparring match from when the saber turns red and he's fighting to kill. And it's very thrilling choreography. I think it's great. I think the emotional stakes are great. Hey, Michael, maybe you shouldn't sign up for a stream. You know it's going to be super long night before you have to move. Michael, maybe
What?
maybe that's a you problem. Maybe that's a skill.
Maybe
issue.
you shouldn't put me to fucking sleep, J Dog.
Oh.
Sorry. Next time I'll just start reciting the script to Craven the motherfucking hunter.
J-Dog. Michael made it funny. Michael, your funny has put this duel into the A tier. Oh, Michael made it funny. Michael made it funny.
I made another funny.
So what are we ranking this one? Because it's split into two. It says Ahsoka versus Anakin, and then Ahsoka versus Darth Vader.
Oh, I thought I could. Just do it as one. Just do it as one.
Okay. What are we doing? What do we recall? I would say A tier.
Michael and Alden both said A. I would punch it up to S, but I can live with A. I think it belongs in S, but that's fine.
yeah, I'm fine with either. So
Gary.
that's what we're doing.
High A tier. High A tier.
Higher.
It's excellent, and again, the character stuff.
Yes.
is
Yeah, it's good.
fantastic.
Okay. Now this next one. This one to me is not nowhere near as exciting as the first one. There's Ahsoka Tana versus Balin Skull 2 on Peridia.
Not as
Me
good.
too.
Not as good, but I want to note it should be in the tier below the first, but it has Ahsoka hitting my favorite of her battle stances, which is one saber straight forward, one saber straight back. That shit is hard.
She only fought him to steal his whip, and that's funny. B tier.
Valid.
Snatching chains and burning tattoos.
I think B tier is what I would
Yeah,
say.
B
B tier
tier.
it is. What do you think, Jerry? Let's
B
go.
tier. Let's go. Continue.
Okay, the next one. Let's keep this moving. We're doing good.
You can just skip this one. There, you could skip the next two based on
Well,
the
hold on.
Ahsoka
Hold on.
Tano
made.
versus
Ah.
Morgan Elsbeth. Peridia.
Here's where I'm gonna be an annoying little fucking nerd again. Whereas the other ones were disqualified for those reasons, I am willing to accept the blade of Talzin as a saber substitute.
Oh,
That is fair.
that is a good
Over
point.
because that is a force based with it's flame instead of
The
energy.
sheer
But like,
nature that it's force based
that's
does
a color.
Okay. Okay.
Colorful,
It's
Okay.
like 1 3/4 of a lightsaber. duel.
exactly
So
like
we'll-
it's like if it's like a James Mangold's movie, am I assuming that they're going to be the same type of blade? No. So it's just like you know what I mean? Like this is an ancient equivalent in the way that these spears and energy staves are not, you know.
I would say it is indeed a B tier duel. Eli is on crack right
And
now.
Morgan
Eli's
eliminates
list reads like a snake trying to order something at Starbucks.
Morgan
Hey,
eliminates
well,
one of her sabers too, which is
yeah.
under discussed. Jared and I talked about this the other day. That when we see Ahsoka again, she's going to be a single blade fighter unless she builds a second saber. But
B tier.
yeah, this is B tier.
Yeah.
whatever.
B tier
I'm
with a
fine with
great
B.
finish. B tier with a
I agree.
great kill.
oh, the
Great
double
kill.
like steal your sword double cut is
Ooh.
clean.
B tier.
There's nothing that Sabine and Ezra do that qualifies them for duels, right? We're
No.
yeah, they do
Okay.
a lot of fighting, but yeah.
We are now entering the sequel trilogy, which, while Buck said it was the least of his favorite, somehow some of my favorite duels. If I still had my veto, I would use it. And not this next one, but
You skipped over. Wait, you
Misty.
skipped over an important duel from the Mando era.
Which one?
You skipped over Wim versus Floor in Skeleton Crew episode 5 when he tries to ignite the saber and
Very,
it hits the floor. That's S to me.
very
that.
valid.
Wim
Yeah.
versus Floor is so fucking fun.
The floor. That's one of the funniest things that ever happened in Star Wars.
Alden,
Anyway,
that
very
might be
valid.
one of the funniest things you've ever said in front of.
Thank you.
I'm not even kidding. That didn't even get a big laugh out of me, but that was just intellectually very
you.
funny.
thank
Look at this one. So the next one
that was
was
a joke.
technically Finn versus FN 2199.
Doesn't count. You're right.
Does not count.
Funny.
Okay, moving on.
Doesn't
There's a
count, but
great
it is
moment
good
that's about
fight.
to get removed from the consideration that I think is a fucking crime, but that's fine.
Hold on. What are you talking about?
Just wait.
Give
We'll
it a
get to it.
second.
We'll get to
Okay.
it. Finn versus Kylo Ren. Starkiller Base.
A tier.
Dramatically, I think it deserves A.
A tier.
A tier. it
Plus,
is.
getting to see the
Determined.
crossguard get used, like
Yes.
getting
Yes.
plunged into his
100%
shoulder.
yes.
The
Oh,
weaponized
yeah.
crossguard was cool as fuck. Yeah.
Okay, this next one, personally, I don't know if I could say changed my life, but it really did. It hit me in a place I never expected it to hit as hard as it did. Rey versus Kylo Ren, Starkiller Base, The Force Awakens.
S tier.
S tier.
S tier. S tier. Just thinking about it is giving me warm fuzzies to the point where I actually might watch the movie tonight. Like this duel.
Honestly, literally same, Alden.
so, this duel is so.
I want to watch
fucking-
the up
He's
there
so
right now.
sleepy. He's so sleepy. I'm gonna
People
watch The
don't
Force Awakens.
understand it. They're how
I'm
could
sorry.
she? How could
Who's
she?
hating on Joy now?
Let
Kylo
Olden
Ren.
talk. Let Olden talk.
Kylo Ren. First of all, as we all know, you
Yeah.
know, but for the haters,
Thank you
is-
for doing this so I don't
is-
have to for once.
he's because we've both done it so many times over the years. It's like I know it by like the fucking back of my hand at this point. He's bleeding out and dying, and was hit by a weapon that they show you multiple times in the film is strong enough to send a grown adult off their feet. So it's like
and
he
flying like
is-
several yards back.
yes. So he tanked a lethal shot to the gut. He is unhinged and not thinking straight.
He also just murdered his fucking
He
father.
just murdered his father, which Snoke will tell you later accurately.
He's
one of the two
sad.
things that Snoke says. Split his spirit to the bone. But beyond that, you cannot accept the conceit. And I know some of these people are not arguing in good faith, and they're morons, and they have duplicitous, nefarious reasons for disliking this, and I understand that. But in good faith, you can't accept the conceit of Obi-Wan lifting all those rocks because of a light side buff and reject Rey's version of that here in this film. Because when she closes her eyes and has that, let it in moment, which is the fucking what they sold the final trailer for the movie on, was the idea of letting it in. When it happens, she's not suddenly like a better fighter. She has focus and clarity, and he doesn't. She wins the day. Yes, he's more trained than her, but she gets these, like, these glancing blows, like the one on his shoulder that starts to smoke and everything, that compounds on what we've already listed. Not
to mention the fact he is trying to
strike.
take her alive as person,
and he's not trying to win.
Fighting
the
to
other
kill.
thing. Yes.
And if I can build upon that real quick, the other thing that I don't think gets taken into consideration here is...
My bad.
No, you're good. Hold on. I lost my train of thought anyway. I'll come back to it later.
But
We
I
need to
think
wrap
we're all
this
in
up.
agreement. This is S tier.
S
Fucking
tier!
great.
It's also one of the best looking.
Oh,
the last thing I'll say.
Yes, I remember what I was going to say. We'll see this later in the Kefir fight. We see it with the fight with Finn. Kylo Ren not fighting to kill, also kind of playing with his food. We see Finn land one blow the same way Rey did, and he ends the fight fucking immediately.
Exactly.
It's also
He
it's the
ends
same
the
as his
fight
grandfather. It's the same
Yeah.
as Vader on Cloud City.
I love this.
He's like he's getting he's extending it because he knows he's gonna try to make the join me. And then when Luke tags him on the shoulder, he's like, "Fuck this fight."
We're done.
Like,
Man,
yeah,
like he does the same thing to
take
Finn.
my
He
saber and
disarms
go
him.
home.
He disarms him
Yeah.
and fillets his spine and leaves him for
Yeah.
dead. And we
Yeah.
see him do the same thing on Kefir, and we'll get to that, where he just ends the fight the moment he's done with it.
yeah.
S tier
Agreed.
it is. We all agree on this one. Now,
What next, boys?
this is the problem because we've set a precedent
Yeah, I
that
know.
is now something we have to
I
deal
know.
with.
I know.
But
Ray
I'm not
versus
happy about
Kylo
what I
Ren.
have to do.
now,
Ray and Kylo Ren
If
versus
I may.
Praetorian Guards.
if I may, can we
You
keep
may.
this in through story significance alone?
No.
No.
cannot.
Here's the thing. I want to. This pains me. All the other ones that I've been very flippant about getting rid of, this one actually fucking physically hurts
Of
to
course.
not leave in. However,
Then leave
I
it in.
have
It's our
to-
own fucking
No,
rules.
I have to be consistent because for the last, the better part of a decade at this point, I have made the point that I have to stand by, which is that this is a film that technically does not have a duel in the traditional sense, and for different reasons. But this one is a group melee anyway. Like if this same choreography was happening with stormtroopers of a standard variety, we wouldn't be hung up on it. Yes, these are special and they have melee weapons, but it's like it doesn't. In the same way that Rey versus Praetorian Guards or versus Sovereign Protectors is not a duel. Like it's just.
I know you're right. I just don't want you to be right.
I agree with the grounds. Like I said, I could go either way on
Yeah, not in today's climate.
The
Woodsy.
law still stands in Bombad Court.
Yeah.
it doesn't count if we're doing it on official Bombad business. No, I think hello. I could have been I would have been happy with keeping the other fights just to keep this here. Like the other Mando fights.
But we're too
And-
far down the road already.
Be
I
done
know.
with it.
I know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. If we kept
Move
that
on.
along the S tier.
Emotionally, it's S. But
It's
not.
S tier. Certainly.
If we were
That's
to
not-
put it in this list, it would be S tier, but alas, it is not. So
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Kylo Ren versus Luke Skywalker on
S tier, S
S
tier,
tier.
S tier.
I don't think we need to elaborate.
S tier. S
Not
tier.
this is when I will accept all you guys are hypocrites comments. That's fine. I accept that.
yes,
That there's somebody using a force power from a distance and it's not a duel. That's fine. That's fine.
It's S tier.
One
It's
One
S-
of the
it is-
people involved thinks it is a
my
lightsaber duel.
favorite thing.
That's the other thing too, intentionality, which has come up in this. It's
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
That's part of
we've
it.
got the last film to run through. Kylo Ren versus Rey 2, Kajimi and the Finalizer.
This is
Personally,
so cool.
this was one of the moments where I was like, okay, this movie's actually doing it. And I love The Rise of Skywalker, but it was this moment where I was like, this is it.
as
This
as
is the
someone who
greatest thing ever.
wasn't as hot on it when it first dropped, this fight was fucking awesome. I think this is a high A tier.
The only reason it doesn't get into S is because the next one will.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
this
this
is-
is A or S for me.
This is B.
I-
This is a B tier fight. The choreography is lackluster, and I think it relies fully on the gimmick of the Force Dyad stuff. So
Okay, but
I am-
Jared,
I am
as a
hard-lining
That's
B.
cool
new-
as shit, bro.
But as a new baby wrestling fan who's been at wrestling for what, like a year now that you've been
Year and a
on your
half.
journey as a wrestling fan,
year and a half, 2 years ish.
surely by now you've learned that sometimes a gimmick does indeed elevate the match.
Sure,
This
my
doing the
entire
fucking
favorite wrestler was
facial.
built around the gimmick. I get it, but
Yeah, this
I-
is like adding ladders to the equation.
that's fine. The gimmick is cool, but I don't think you can punch it up
Yes, Buck. This
past
counts as
the
a
bad
duel.
choreography.
They
like,
were
I-
moving through space. They both risked physical harm.
They clashed sabers and it knocked over.
This was not in
Vader's helmet.
this was not in their head.
No,
Yeah,
I
this was literal.
yeah. I don't like the choreography.
We
They
are all sequel.
they don't
fans
even
here.
We
do
are
it.
all sequel fans. You are
yeah,
in
The
safe
Last Jedi
hands
is
with
my
us.
favorite movie of all time. Like they do the same move like 8 times. It is all just they don't even they barely clash blades. They walk around in a circle around each other.
Have you considered
a blade
that
lock.
it's Daisy Ridley doing it?
I've also considered that it's Adam Driver doing it, and I still think it's mediocre.
I would say I think
It's
this is the
shot
better
great.
duel
It's
of
shot
the
great.
movie,
It's mediocre.
personally.
One of our judges is speaking.
Holy shit.
I think this is the better duel of the movie. Honestly.
Wow. Really?
That's bold.
Yeah.
That's bold, but I just
Is it?
The water
Let-
one
let
is
Alden
fine. The
Well,
water
I was
one
going
is
to ask
fine.
Judge Cable. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just asking if
Yeah.
it's the gimmick for you that carries it over that.
Alden has something to say. Alden, what?
I was just reacting to Woodsy outing themselves as a deep cut wrestling fan in the comments here.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something scary.
Busting out Misawa and Kawada. That's real knowledge, Woodsy. Woodsy, are you 45 years old? Nah, I'm suspicious.
Partially the gimmick, but just like I personally I like the choreography. But what do I know? I do this all the time with my gavel. So
I think it should be A tier. I think it is an A tier duel.
I think we're in concurrence then.
A
I think this is
tier!
the
not
only
hate,
duel
we do
that
not hate the
proves
sequels.
Buck's
We
point.
love the sequels.
Yeah, we're all big time sequel guys.
It's Buck in the comments spreading anti-sequel propaganda.
No, Buck, stop it, Lou.
We've got 2 more to go through. Let's finish, gentlemen.
No, we don't. We have one.
What's the issue?
We have one. to
You
go
wrote
through.
Kylo Ren versus Rey on Kefbia.
Yeah,
Was
and
it a
then
mistake?
Ben Solo versus the Knights of Ren, which is getting eliminated by the current logic. So this is our last one. No,
Yeah, it has
no,
to-
no. I'm sorry.
If the
As
Praetorians doesn't make it, then this
I am
doesn't.
sitting
That's
here
fair.
with
Yeah,
a fucking
no,
tattoo
no.
of Kylo Ren on my
That's
leg.
true. That's true.
If we're not doing Praetorian Guards, we cannot do the Knights of Ren.
That's true.
Praetorian Guards beats it by a goddamn 1,000 miles. But yes,
Well, let's do this last one. We've got the final
no.
one. Kylo Ren versus Rey on Kefbia.
S tier.
STR.
S tier. S
It's the
tier.
best sequel duel. It's the baptismal
Phenomenal.
water, the rebirth, the
I don't
the
think it's the best equal duel because if we're counting Ben
Well,
and Luke, then I think
If we
that
count that,
is,
then that's
but
the best. But this is the best literal, the best
Yes.
traditional. It also, to its credit, that people don't want to give it the credit, upped the, the powered representation of Jedi
Bring up Eli's
we
comment.
got super jumps back, which had been missing from the trilogy. We got
Eli, I know.
yeah.
I understand you wish it had music. I think it works better without it. 100%. I think it works better.
There are.
without it.
I wish it had it when it started, but by the time you get to the bum, bum, like just the punctuations on those
Yep.
strikes, like it's really cool. And then again, what takes place in the duel? We talked about it with Mace Windu Palpatine. We talked about it with obviously all the Obi-Wan Vaders. This duel becomes even more important because it's Leia's opportunity to insert herself into the equation.
Oh, yes.
And the fact that it ends with Rey with her biggest act of aggression comes out of the moment where like Ben comes back. Like this is just it's essential. It's really cool. It looks great.
This is the in a trilogy that is so defined by the theme of legacy, this is one of the biggest, it's like poetry, it rhymes moments. We all let's talk about the baptismal water, the rebirth of Ben Solo, and the way that it is played as a direct foil to the hellfire that creates Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's always been my biggest thing, is that the story of Darth Vader and Kylo Ren is the same story backwards. It's like a mirror reflecting the story going back in either direction. This is perfection.
Oh, and catching the blades with the Force. I love that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
glad
Yeah, it's dope.
Dave stole it and put it in Ahsoka. It looks awesome. The effect is great. The hum is great.
And it proved my point of Kylo just cutting loose on Rey and going, "Fuck it, I'm done with this," and just ending the fight.
It's great. It's just, it is both of the characters operating at their peak so far. Obviously, we see her down the road. Hopefully, I'm assuming that she will be even more proficient. But it's great. You could feel the training that they've both gone through. You could feel Kylo as the biggest threat. It has some of the best aura farming shots. This is just fantastic.
I am inclined to agree. It is indeed an S tier, Judge Cable.
If I had my druthers, I would put it around A. It's okay. I realize that I'm in the minority on this one.
No, I think there are days where I would put this in A tier, in all fairness, Judge Cable, but right now Tross is in a very favorable light to me, which doesn't always happen.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's probably the Star Wars movie it's taken me the longest to come around to.
I would agree on that. Yes, I will concede to S tier if it is the will of this court.
Let it be so. And to commence us out, please let me know what all has made it into S tier. I'm curious what the creme de la creme looks like.
Yes.
This is our true deliberations, all documented here on this sacred slab of stone.
That is
Our
a
S tier
solid
winners.
fucking S tier.
Luke versus Vader on the Death Star 2's numero uno. Bin versus the Knights of Ren. Wait, hold on. That shouldn't even be on here. Wait, hold on. Pardon. I meant to grab the other one. There we go. We'll fix that.
We'll pretend it's right.
There we go. There we are. Obi-Wan versus Vader on the Unnamed Moon. Kylo Ren versus Rey on Cathbia. Kylo Ren versus Luke Skywalker on Crate. Rey versus Kylo Ren on Star Killer. Qui-Gon versus Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. It's Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul. Obi-Wan and Maul against each other on Naboo. Saw versus the Stranger and Brindok. And Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader, Cloud City. This is the A tier. You can read it yourself. I don't want to read all these goddamn names.
Well, that's just scientifically that S tier is correct.
I think that is pretty much exactly how I thought this S tier would look going into this, and I'm very satisfied with the choices we made in terms of the top tier. Not so satisfied with Obi-Wan Vader Episode 4 in D tier, but you used your veto. What can I do?
Yeah,
Gentlemen, we have deliberated. We have done everything in our power.
Have we abided in Bombad excellence?
I'm going to vote for the poll, and everyone else can vote as well. There have been people that have already voted, so maybe it's something we can look at later. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining this wonderful evening of the Bombad Court. I would love for every person here screen to be able to talk and discuss what they have in the upcoming future for their wonderful artistries that they have crafted.
well,
Go, Councilor Diaz. Yes.
no, I was just breaking the silence. Please let Sleepy Boy go first.
We love
Tony McCoy.
Me? You want me to go first? Okay. You can find me you can find me on Blue Sky, ARS Michael. You can find me on YouTube, All Remaining Systems. We just wrapped up Ionized Bastards, our Star Wars RPG series, but we have a brand new High Republic RPG series coming out soon called A Luminous Odyssey, which I'm very excited for. It will feature Jared and Alden, Joe Organa, and Miss Taylor. So please come check it out. It is going to be very exciting. And also, you can support me on Patreon, ARS Michael. You can get behind-the-scenes content of all my stuff, and also give me money because I'm having to move because money is hard and StreamYard's fucking expensive. Please help.
Beautifully said. Jared!
You guys can find me over at the Nerd Academy podcast. Speaking of Lightsaber Duels, coming out here hopefully soon. I am working on a video essay breaking down my pitch for a Star Wars fighting game. A lot of the gentlemen on screen have seen a lot of the behind the scenes of it getting made. There may or may not be a voice cameo from the lawyer above me throughout it. I'm very happy with what the script looks like right now. Mitch, the host of Pro and Noob, the other thing you can find me on the Mitch692 YouTube channel, has just been busting ass with a lot of amazing graphics and some amazing just editing chops. So very excited for that. And like I said, Nerd Academy Podcast, Knights of the Nerd Republic. Come check out Nerd Academy Podcast wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube.
Beautifully said. On Ed!
You can find me personally at that Alden Diaz, THATALDENDIAZ on Instagram and Blue Sky. It's my dog's birthday. Shout out Mando.
Happy birthday, Mando. We're so proud of you.
He's the best. He's the GOAT. You can find me every Friday, 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern on Anytime with Ken and Alden, our talk show. We talk about life, politics, the world, culture, the arts, all that. So we'll be on that show every Friday until one of us dies, which I guess we'll see what happens with that. I'm also going to be on a special episode of Force Centers Why We Love Star Wars, discussing Han Solo with Ken Knapsack, who is also my partner on Anytime. We also do Casterly Talk together, where we discuss House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Willow, other fantasy properties. My Star Wars projects have been on hold for a while just because of cash and stuff, because I want them to be like good. But sometime soon, there's something in the works that'll be coming back. But other than that, yeah, yell at
You're
me
also
about
going to be on Luminous Odyssey.
whatever. Luminous Odyssey. Go back and watch Bastards. I'm the singles champion and Epic Confrontations. The
Single?
It's true. It's true.
Single.
Much to the chagrin of some people on this very screen.
Yeah.
That seems
Beautifully
very-
said, gentlemen. Very thankful to have you all here to spend your Thursday evening with us. I, of course, love doing these streams. Oh, my God. I did not know we invited Rip Glorden. I'm quite nervous now.
Judge Cable?
Where did he
What
go?
are you talking with Judge Cable?
Yeah, that's Gindi Akari.
Oh, okay. Good to know. So, again, thank you everyone for joining this wonderful evening. This is one of my favorite things to do on the live stream. Before we begin, before we wrap up, we must be thankful for where we're at and what we're doing. One thing I want everyone to know, I just want to make sure we're on I've got my blue lens glasses on here, just so we're on the same page. My favorite order is double Labubu, double triple Lupa Deluxe on Chromabookie 4x4 matcha style, Atomic Extra Dubai Chocolate, oozing with glaze, a Chad JPT, Light Tape McRae, Make It Love Island, Oppie, DI Trade It, Let It Tick Tick. Last night we kicked in Sonky Style. And the TNAP Studio 2.0.
Scotty, do you think one day that'll be funny?
Now you're on
one day that'll
I
be
don't know, man.
Make sure
I'm pretty
you
sure it's pretty funny.
Can I tell you about the hedgehog's dilemma?
I hope everyone abides in Bombad excellence, and we will be seeing you next week.
Honored individuals of the court, with the profoundest sentiments of gratitude, we draw to a close this noble undertaking of tier list crafting. Within these tiers, we discern a mirror of human toil and promise. May they be set as an enduring monument to the labors of each and every participant. In the hallowed name of Bombad we pledge our trust, and in the pursuit of Bombad excellence we endeavor to abide.